What up, what up, what up? Ladies and gents, boys and girls, you are now tuned in to a brand new video of Sportsway with Dre Day podcast. I'm your host with the most, the Hood's ESPN, Crystal Street's very own Dre Day. What's up, what's up, what's up? Once again, thank y'all for y'all continued support of the podcast. Keep it going, keep it growing, keep it flowing. Again, if you haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Sportsway with Dre Day Podcast. Hit that subscribe button. It is free 99. You ain't gotta pay a dime. Hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, so that way once your boy releases some content, you will get a notification letting you know that your boy dropped. As you watch the video, like the video, share the video, and I'm quite sure after you hear this, you might want to leave a comment, which I would gladly appreciate it. Y'all see the title to this video. I dropped content on this yesterday, and again, it's not that often I dive into the tennis world, but yesterday I felt the need to because listen, I'm gonna keep it all the way 100. I'm biased when it comes to Coco Gauff. I have been a fan of hers since she jumped on the scene at Wimbledon, like I said in the previous video, and been riding with her ever since. And for her to have won her second Grand Slam championship, it means something to me, right? Like, I view her as like a niece. You understand what I'm saying? And I am very much happy for her and her success. And it was unfortunate that, unfortunately, the person that she went up against, which is, I think her name is Aryna Sabalenka, she has found a way to undercut Coco's victory. She has found a way to make an excuse as into why she lost. And it's so many things. It's so many excuses as into why she has decided to do this. And I'm going to dive into this. And listen, there have been some people out there that have gone the racist route with her. I'm going to give my opinion on that as well. Do I think she is, or do I don't think she is? But listen, after the match, she had a press conference. She stood on that podium and she just made all these excuses in the world as into why the outcome was the outcome. One of the quotes, and this is what I got from Newsweek, okay? This was one of the quotes that she said. I think she won the match not because she played incredible, just because I made all of those mistakes. Now, when she's saying she's speaking of Coco Gauff. She's saying that Coco didn't win that match because she played well. It was because she made a lot of mistakes. Now, I watched that match at its entirety. I watched it from beginning to end. Both of them made mistakes. Both of them. Coco Gauff made mistakes and Sabalenka made mistakes. They both had multiple double faults. In fact, I think they might have had the same amount of double faults. They both had unforced errors. So neither one of them played a great match. Neither one of them did. This wasn't the best Coco performance, and it wasn't the best Sabalenka performance. But at the end of the day, when it is a championship match, and when the bumper meets the road, sometimes it ain't about your skill. It's about your mental, and it is about your fire and desire to get the job done. And at the end of the day, In that match, Coco Gauff was the one that stayed poised. She wasn't emotional. She wasn't whining. She wasn't complaining. If she lost the point, she kept a straight face, stayed focused on the task. Not Sabalenka. She loses a point. She's yelling at her coaches in Russian. She's yelling in Russian. You know what I'm saying? She's dropping her racket. I seen a couple of times where she basically like just gently threw a tennis ball down. Like, this is supposed to be the number one ranked tennis player in the world. And you're now in a place where it's getting tough for you on that stage, I might say. And your emotions got the best of you. But this is not the first time we've seen this from her. For anybody that really, really watches tennis, and I do, okay? Because obviously there's 4 major events every year. You have the Australian Open, which happens in January. You have the French Open, which happens in June, a la the month we're in now. Wimbledon, I believe, is in July, and then you have the U.S. Open, which is in August, going into September. All 4 of those events I always tune into, have been for so many years. When it comes to Sabalenka, and I'm quite sure anybody that is watching this, if you watch tennis just like I do, the way she conducted herself when she lost this match, or even the way she conducts herself during the match, this is what she does. This is what she does. She plays the blame game. You want to talk about victimhood mentality, that's her. She has victimhood mentality. When she loses a match, she does not accept defeat. She always wants to blame somebody else. And then to add insult to injury, then you want to try to blame the weather as into why you lost this match. I think it was more windy. Also, I think I was over emotional, which you was. Today, I didn't handle myself quite well mentally, which you didn't. Basically, that's it. I was just making unforced errors. I don't know. I have to check the statistics. I think she won the match not because she played incredible, just because I made all of those mistakes. If you look from the outside, from kind of easy balls. So you're not giving Coco no credit as into why she won this match. None. None whatsoever. To add insult to injury, she even threw in I'm gonna say her first name because I don't wanna muffle her last name. I know she's from Poland. She used to be the number one ranked women's tennis player in the world. In fact, Sabalenka beat her in the semifinals. I think her name is Inga. I'm not gonna try to pronounce her last name because I don't want to muffle it. She even threw her in the press conference. It basically said that how, I'm basically paraphrasing, that if Sabalenka would have been in the finals, she would have won. So you're giving all your other opponents that you went against in the French Open their credit, but for some reason you don't want to give Coco hers. Is it because you're bitter? Because you've lost to her 2 times in the championship round? Because head to head, Coco has the edge on you, 6-5. That's right. That 21-year-old girl, that young 21-year-old girl, has beaten you 6 out of the 11 times that y'all have gone against each other. She has also beaten you 2 times in the championship round, which means when it's y'all 2 that are left in tournaments, you are 0-2 against her. You lost to her in 2023 at the U.S. Open, and now you lost to her in the finals at the French Open. So clearly you don't want that smoke with Coco. So obviously at this point, when it comes to championship matches, she's your kryptonite. Basically, at the end of the day, She is your kryptonite, and for whatever the reason may be, you can't handle it. And then to add insult to injury, you blame the weather for this? Now, if memory serves me correct, wasn't there somebody else that you was going against? I mean, listen, I know people shadow box by themselves. I know some people shoot hoops by themselves. But you don't play tennis by yourself. There's somebody on the other side of that field, on the other side of that court, going up against you. I believe that same person was Coco Gauff. And guess what? The same conditions that you had to deal with, the same conditions that you had to endure, Coco had to endure them as well. She had to endure them as well. So for you to try to blame the weather and the wind as an excuse, that's just straight bullshit. Let's just stop it. Let's just stop it. Let's just stop. Because Coco was dealing with the same conditions you was dealing with, and not once did she get up on that podium, and I've never seen her make excuses for any match that she's lost. Now, do I think that some of these line umpires have done her wrong in some matches? You better believe I have. You better believe I have. Hit the Olympics. That's a prime example. And where was that at? I think it was in Paris. But that's neither here nor there. But, I mean, come on now. Come on. Come on now. Like, let's just call it what it is. You won the first set 7-6, right? You were up 4-1 in that first set, and Coco wound up getting it tied at 5, and that somehow y'all wound up going to a tie break, which propelled you to win 7-6. The second set, Coco basically dog walked you. 6-2. And then we get to the third and final set. That's when all your emotions started to take over. Your emotions is what made you lose this match. It ain't got shit to do with the wind. You're just a sore loser. And this right here just proves that you're a sore loser. You can't be the number one ranked tennis player in the world on the women's side and conduct yourself this way. Because I can guarantee you this. Let the roles have been reversed. Let Coco have lost this match. And let baby girl be on that podium and say the same shit that you said. I could only imagine what people would have been saying. I can only imagine. I can only imagine what they will be saying. But see, this is not the first time that she's handled defeat in this way. In fact, she has a history of doing this. A history of doing this. I remember when she lost in 2023 to Coco in the US Open. There is a video of her showing her frustration on a tennis racket in her locker room, being that she lost. She's slamming it on the floor. This is evidence. You are a plain sore loser. Plain sore loser. You lost in the Australian Open earlier this year to Madison Keys. What did you do? You blamed your coaches for why you lost. Aren't you the one playing? So how was it your coach's fault? You the one playing. It's always somebody else's fault when you lose. I'm telling you, I know for a Snapple top fact, if Coco would have lost yesterday and said those same comments that Sabalenka said, oh my goodness, everybody and their mother would be talking about this. I know one person in particular that would be talking about this. Oh, Jason Whitlock could be talking about that. That'd be his perfect angle to talk down on a black female. Now tell me I'm lying. Now, mind you, I'm sure he don't watch tennis, but I can guarantee you, had Coco did that, oh, he would have found the way to watch that match and then come up with some bull crap and talk down on Coco Gauff. I'm quite certain that would have been the case. She's a plain sore loser. It's that simple. Now, you might have gave her respect after the match. And even then, and even then, you was like trying to undercut her victory. It's just crazy. Like, it's very disrespectful what you did to Coco. And the fact that you're much older than her, you should be more wiser and more gracious in defeat. And then you blame the weather for why you lost. This is why some people don't like you now. Because of your attitude. You are a plain sore loser. That's why I have the thumbnail that I have. Cry me a river. Because you're a sore loser. And that's just something that we just can't tolerate. And I know for a fact I'm not going to tolerate it. I'm going to call you out on it. It is what it is. Because it don't make no sense. Now, I've seen people in the comments, whether it was on, like, they took like little, like, stints from her video and posted them on, certain IG pages and Twitter pages and, X pages and Facebook pages. There's a lot of people in these comments calling her a racist. I don't want to go as far as to say that she's a racist, but after this, I can see why they say that. Because again, I've watched tennis for years. When she has lost, she's never said this about any of her other opponents. Never. But for some reason, some odd, mysterious reason, it just so happens you talk this way after your defeat to Coco. And then you say, oh, this one hurts. This one hurts. Like the other ones didn't hurt. Does it hurt because it was against Coco? What, you thought it was your birthright to beat her? You thought just because you was the number one player in the world on the women's side that you were obligated to win? That it was in your birthright to win? Oh, no. She outsmarted you. She out-hustled you. She beat you mentally. And instead of you taking your defeat with grace, you actually hurt yourself. And in fact, let me not say that. Let me not say that, because I know how this media game works, and for some reason, I honestly believe that this is going to get swept under the rug. And we all know why it's going to get swept under the rug. But let this have been Coco that make these comments. Let this have been baby girl to say the same shit that she said. I can only imagine what the outpour would be. Now, she said that she wasn't going to watch the match. She's going to take a break and have her some tequila and eat some gummies. What you need to do is have you some hot cocoa. That's what you need to have. Have a sip of some hot cocoa. Humble yourself. Because listen, y'all going to meet each other again. That's for damn sure. Like, you're going to meet each other again, right? And, I mean, do we want to call this a rivalry? I guess you can call it a rivalry because, again, it's 6-5 in favor of Coco. But unfortunately, for her, she's 0-2 against Coco in championship matches. So you can kind of call this a rivalry. And then the fact that they're the number 1 and number 2 ranked women tennis players in the world, that just adds more funk to it. But come on now, you just need to grow up. Your comments were inappropriate, and then the fact that you tried to blame the loss on... Listen, again, y'all both made mistakes. You both made mistakes. Neither one of y'all were on y'all A game. I wouldn't even say y'all was on y'all B game. I would say both of y'all had C plus, C minus performances. But Coco was the one that weathered the storm. You didn't. And then you blame the win and you make all these other excuses. Like, come on now. And I like how Coco handled it. She basically disagreed with what she said, and then she also this is how I know Coco a real one. She said no shade to Inga, but last time I played her, I beat her in 2 sets. Woo! Talk shit, baby girl. Talk dirty. It's the truth. It might have not been on a Grand Slam tournament, but the last time her and Inga did play each other, she did beat her in straight sets. I'm just saying. But listen, man. Like, Sabalenka, you gotta do better. Like, this is not the way you conduct yourself after a defeat. It's not. You had plenty of opportunities to win this match. What you do is you go home, you go back to the game tapes, you see where you made your mistakes, and then you get better for the next upcoming tournament on whatever that is. Whether it's a regular WTA tournament or you getting ready for Wimbledon. Cause listen, you might listen, when Wimbledon comes, you might still be there. You might be the favorite to win that. It might not even be Coco. It might still be you, being that you're the #1 ranked tennis player in the world for women. But I said this in that video. This is the year of Coco. This is the year of Coco. And I'm all for it. All for it. But listen, I don't want to dive in too much on this. I done said enough. But seeing those comments that she made, it just irked my nerves. And I definitely had to make some content about this because it was totally unnecessary. It was inappropriate. It was out of bounds. It was childish. It was, I don't want to say stupid, but all uncalled for, basically. All of these words that I'm saying, that's what it was. All of them. And she should know better. And she should do better. You're the #1 ranked tennis player in the world. That is not how you take defeat. You're supposed to take defeat with grace. I've seen Coco lose plenty of matches. And she's always taking it with grace. Now, she might have cried because it meant that much to her. Just like you cried. Like, you cried on that podium after you lost. You cried while you talked. You cried while you was on that chair before the ceremony. So we get that. But for you to sit on that podium after the match and try to undercut her victory, come on now. Come on now. But listen. If people didn't like you before, they really ain't gonna rock with you now. Now, I'm not gonna say that I don't like you. I respect you. You're the #1 ranked tennis player in the world. But shit like this, come on now. You gotta do better. Because I've never seen you talk like this to anybody else you've lost against. Never. But for some reason, that old young girl from Florida, she under your skin, girl. She got you mentally. Baby girl had you rattled. Let's just call it what it is. She had you rattled. Coco won some points off of hits that you didn't even think was going to stay in bounds, and they did. And when they did, what did you do? Cause a tantrum. Spoke in Russian to yourself. Yelled. Looked at your coaches. Spoke to them in Russian. I can only imagine what you said to them. See, you thought that you're grunting in this match. You thought your sounds that you make when you hit the tennis ball was going to help you. No, it didn't help you. It might have helped you in the first set, but it damn sure didn't help you in the second and the third. But you will be back, though. You will be back. You are an amazing tennis player. You are an amazing tennis player. But your behavior, though, got to shape up. It's got to shape up. I can only imagine what's going to happen if y'all meet each other for the third time. Let's say you lose that. I can only imagine what you'll say then. But listen, you got to do better. But anyway, I'm off this. As you can see, I am back in my lab recording. The last two things I did, I was away for the weekend and had to find an isolated area to record, and just felt the need to drop some content even though I was away. But as you can see, I'm back in the lab. But once again, thank y'all for y'all continued support. Keep it going, keep it growing, keep it flowing. Again, if you haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Sportswear with Dre Day Podcast is the name. Hit that notification bell so that way once a video is released, you will get a notification letting you know that I dropped some content on my channel. Like the video, share the video, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit me up in them comments and tell me what you think. In closing, y'all know how this goes. This has been another video of Sportswear with Dre Day Podcast. Y'all be safe out there. God bless. Peace and love. Your boy is out of here. Peace.